Oh, yeah. Here we go. He counted us in. Y'all. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast, live right here at HyperX Arena inside the Luxor. If you ain't been here yet, you need to come check it out. Like I said before, I'm not even a gamer, and I stepped up in here and I said, whoa. Yeah, they got it going on.
Yeah, pretty impressive, man. We need to get you on the game soon. NCAA drops this week. So.
Yep.
Yeah, you Ohio State fan?
I mean, I'm not. I don't do college nothing.
Okay. Ohio State fan?
I ain't go.
No, I like the Hurricane. I like the U.
Oh, okay.
You old school. You old school. When I did play the NCAA, it was always with the U.
You know me,
got me with
Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm a bandwagon. I like USC with Pete Carroll. I like the Hurricanes.
You a gamer? You ain't been up here?
Yeah, my sister-in-law used to work here. Shout out to you, Eunice. Oh. Yeah.
So your name ain't up here. You ain't got no.
No, I got bodied
sports?
There was a Halo Reach tournament here a couple years back. I got bodied.
Oh, I thought you caught bodies.
No. I caught a few, but I caught bodied more than I caught.
Listen, y'all, they talking a whole bunch of stuff I don't know nothing about. Bottom line is this: HyperX Arena is tight. It's fun. Come on up here and check it out. They got us in here today, and I'm super, super excited about it. I had to get dressed, do the old school thing. I ain't did it in a minute.
Get dressed too,
I said I can't go up in there. I gotta let them know what it is when Showtime is in the building. All that being said, we got a lot to get to today. I know you guys saw that Brian Norman was going to be on the show today. Technical difficulties, y'all. Had a lot of problems, a lot of issues. I spoke with Brian's dad before we started the show. He said we're going to get him this weekend. So, boom, there it is. We'll have Brian on the show this weekend, and you'll see him next week. So, there it is. For anybody that tuned in specifically to see Brian Norman and you're a little heartbroken that he ain't on the show, be cool. We're going to do what we do, and you'll be seeing him next week.
And let's shout out the memberships. If you ain't on the membership, YouTube membership, you need to get on there. We got something special for him this week.
Yeah.
One of the pound-for-pound guys going to be on there. You'll be able to check him out. You never know. Sean might get back in the ring. You never know.
That's not happening, but I did have an opportunity to just hang out with Manny, and that was tight.
Manny pound-for-pound?
You
want to talk about him?
Oh, what's
the other thing we got playing?
We're not talking all time.
Oh.
Talking about pound-for-pound right now.
Oh, I'm supposed to be doing that?
No.
Did I say that?
No. But you know what, Sean? You're like how when you used to be in the hood and somebody always had a basketball in their car and they always ready to hoop? That's Sean with his boxing gear. Hey, Sean, get the boxing gear in the trunk. If y'all want to go 4 rounds, I got 4 rounds in me.
That is funny. And you're right, I do just I just keep getting pulled back in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out. I keep getting pulled back in.
You got to see The Godfather Part 3.
I haven't seen part 3.
Pacino says, just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Of course I know that line,
okay, good.
But
right.
I know it's from 3. Yeah, I've seen 1 and 2, but I've never seen 3 before.
Who's the most impressive person you sparred lately? Without a big name.
It's Boots.
No, without a name.
Oh.
I just want to give that person some credit.
Right, without a name, right.
Oh, without a name.
Yeah, that like you pull up to the gym and you was just like, dang, that person's.
I've been working with Kenny Sims.
Okay, go ahead.
So not that he doesn't have a name, but I've been working with Kenny Sims, and for anybody that don't know, he's been mandatory for like 3 years, and still has not been able to get that opportunity. So he's got Oscar Duarte in August, beginning of
Chicago.
August.
I'm going to that fight,
and I should be there, hopefully working, and. Obviously, should he win that, the next fight is supposed to be guaranteed a title shot. So somebody who I think for the boxing world, for us, we know him. He's got a name, but he doesn't have a, Tank, Boots, Shakur, Terrence, Canelo, list goes on, Benavidez. He doesn't have that kind of name yet. I think he should. The kid has some serious skills. And he really loves the game, So I think it's just somebody who's flown under the radar for a little while. And I know y'all know about him. I'm talking about him right now like y'all don't know about him. But I'm telling y'all, I've been in the ring with everybody, and he checks off just like a lot of the guys that I've been in the ring with have checked off.
Yeah. I think on paper, him and Duarte is a fight of the year contender. When you look at their styles, when you look at the fact that Duarte is a pressure fighter from Mexico, has power, and that Kenny, ever since he upset Elvis Rodriguez a couple years ago, he's been working in the pocket a lot. I don't know. Yeah, you would know if he's switching it up because he's been fighting in the pocket a lot, Sean. And I'm curious to see if he switches it up for Duarte because Duarte could punch, takes a good punch. But if Kenny can prevail in fighting in basically the style he's been winning in lately, and he could win with that style against this fighter from Mexico, it's going to take him to another level because he'll have won what's going to be a war.
I'm going to say this real quick for the producer out there. If you guys have some phone books, could you bring them in, please? I'm sitting low, y'all. I don't like it.
I'm sitting on phone books. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I need it, though. I need to be up here with y'all.
Why?
Because I'm way down here.
Oh, you one of them people.
Yeah, I need to be up here with y'all. You know I got a little
You got an ego.
Little man complex. You know that.
Got a little ego.
Let's get to the boxing, though.
That title, is it a world title?
No, WBA title eliminator. So for Gary Antoine's WBA title, yeah.
And it's nice to have a big fight like back there at home.
In Chicago.
He's from Chicago.
Yeah.
Somebody shouted out your jersey. I just want to ask you real quick. Do you, in your mind, are you Jordan in your mind when it comes to this?
Well, yeah.
Because he came up in here, y'all, talking about Scotty.
I came in, I said, Scotty, Dennis.
Let's go. Right? And then, so I need to know, like, do you really, in your mind, are you...
I would say I'm more Kobe Bryant. I would say I've studied the Michael Jordans and admire them and look up to them, and now it's my time. So actually, I have the MJ on, but I'm more like Kobe Bryant actually.
Okay, if you can name a starting five in boxing reporters, including yourself, who is it?
All time?
Yes. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm gonna go.
You first.
Me. I'm kidding. I'm not
No,
really.
you are.
Me. I would go. I wouldn't actually put myself there. I'm kidding. But all time. It's Max, it's Larry, it's Jim, it's Emmanuel.
Damn.
If I got to include fighters, the list is going to look different. So without including guys that were professional champions, because then the list is going to totally change. But actual just journalists, and Emmanuel was an amazing, stellar amateur, but wasn't a professional, so I'll include Emmanuel. Those four... Manuel, and then man, that's tough. You got me. There's too many. I think of like Ron Borges. I think of George Willis. I think of Jerry Eisenberg, Bert Sugar. Man.
Sean Zittel.
I mean, Steve Kim and Dougie, I give shout-outs to them, too.
Steve Kim.
You know, they know. Not that I agree with all these guys about everything, but their knowledge of boxing can't be really questioned.
I've come across Dougie. I've done interviews with Dougie. My first time actually working with Dougie was out there in Saudi for the Bivol and Better Be 2 fight. And I went upstairs and I did some work with Dougie, and I'm like, you know, all of our cards, we did the Sheeraz Adames fight,
right?
And we were there with what's the old school guy name? Can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I'll get to it. But anyway, the three of us had mirroring scores every single round. We scoring it ourselves, Teddy Atlas, and we all had mirroring scores of the entire fight, and we all had Sheeraz winning the fight. You know, and there was a lot of people that thought that Adames won, and they didn't agree with the draw and all that kind of stuff. And I actually had a one-on-one conversation with Adames, and he was trying to tell me he don't like me because I thought he lost the fight. And I said, ho. I said, somebody come translate for me. You know what I mean? And we still did. We had a nice little cordial gentleman conversation, and I backed up what I felt, what I thought, and when it was all said and done, we dapped up, and you know, I think I made a fan and friend in Carlos Adames. Sheeraz is getting in the ring on Saturday. Let's get to the boxing real quick.
Teddy and Steve Farhood, the last two I got to name. Thank you for mentioning Teddy and Steve Farhood too. Yeah, but Adames.
I know about Teddy. I love Teddy.
Love Teddy.
Hey, listen, being on ESPN is not easy when Teddy is ringside.
To get a word,
especially when you're a young fighter, it's not easy. But definitely shout out to Teddy.
Al Bernstein too. You know, I could go on and on.
I did a show it out this morning or this afternoon, right before I came in here. We got an all women's card on Friday night.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, that
Shout
thing.
out to Jake Paul.
That thing's sexy, pun intended.
I almost went there. I almost said, let me stay professional. Yeah.
And so I just wanted to shout out Ramla Ali. She'll be making her next fight. She's 9-2 against Leila Furtado. That should be a really good fight. But I mean, top to bottom, the whole card is really stacked. Chantel Cameron is back in the ring. Sugar Neeks getting in the ring against Sharita Metcalf. That's gonna be a really good fight as well. But of course, the names that everybody knows, we kind of want to get to those. So
Savannah Marshall
and Shadejah.
I think Savannah wins that fight.
I do too.
Yeah.
Shadejah, the first fight she lost, I can't remember. I think it might have been against Franchon.
It was Franchon.
It was Franchon Cruz Dezern. She got out hustled in that fight. It wasn't that Franchon was the sharper puncher or anything. It was, Franchon. It's funny using this term. Women might not take it as well as men do, but Franchon's a dog, and I mean it the same sense we mean it for men. That she's a warrior and has a lot of heart. She pulled that fight out, by having more dog. And not that Shadejah doesn't have it. Shadejah used to spar you. Shadejah is from Jersey and is a tough girl. But I think Savannah Marshall's the best opponent Clarissa's beaten. I think you could argue Savannah gave Shields the best fight of her career. So I think Marshall, who's tall and has power and has that amateur background, knows how to box. I think she might be a little bit younger than Shadejah too. I got Savannah in that fight.
Let's see who's older.
Yeah.
I got Savannah in that fight. I think she's gonna out hustle Shadejah. She also has some power. She's got some pop. So it's not like Shadejah's just gonna walk through it and eventually get her way. And that's been the Achilles heel for Shadejah Green. Is her work rate is just not matched. Her skills, her talent, her capabilities. She's just kind of underperformed, and against lesser competition, you couldn't see it. But I personally have been able to see that, especially with the fight with Cruz Dezern. I definitely saw that against her.
I think experience alone. She fought the top of the top. Clarissa Shields?
And gave her a good fight.
I think experience
clearly
alone.
lost, but
separates.
Yeah.
But once you go there and gain that experience,
it was kind of close.
It was kind of close.
No,
she was no. I'm not saying it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't nip and tuck. Clarissa clearly won.
8-2 maybe.
Right.
9-1.
Well, that's
maybe.
Competitive for Clarissa. Yeah. 7-3 is a win.
That girl was on her thing. But go ahead.
And I just thought I think we all had high expectation for Green. I just think she hasn't proved it and lived up to it yet. Is there a way for her to get to that point?
I know the.
Hey, look. Go ahead, go ahead, Kobe.
Hold
the
on.
hell?
Let's run the triangle. Let me get my two.
Go ahead, Kobe. Damn.
She's got to make an adjustment, right, Sean?
Yeah. So what's the adjustment, Sean?
Well, she likes her pull counters, right? That she likes to be a counterpuncher and be a pull counter. If she can make an adjustment, you could explain it better. Actual Michael.
No.
Yeah. Well, if she could make an adjustment, I wouldn't know how to do it. I'm not a boxing coach.
Stop. Go ahead. Do it, man.
She got to find a way to step inside, because if she steps inside and gets off at a closer distance to Marshall, she could rip and get to the body and maybe surprise us and win this fight. But if she's trying to pull counter against a taller woman who has power, I don't know if that's the right game plan. I don't know. She's got to find a way to make that step in and get close to Savannah Marshall, not try to pull counter on the outside.
Shadejah boxed and found style. She didn't box and she didn't find what wins. Right? So what I mean by that is you're looking for a pull counter because it looks good. You're not looking for a pull counter because it works, and then what's the movement after that, and then what's going to set up the pull counter. You sitting back the whole fight waiting on the pull counter, scooting up waiting on the pull counter. You found style, right? So style, when you talk about you got dog, there's no dog in style. There's dog in doing what wins, what you have to do. That's where you find the dog. You know what I mean? So I think she has separated the dog with trying to be style and profile. She got to let that go, right? You said, what does she need to do? She needs to train differently. She needs to train with a faster pace. She needs to train for more offense and less waiting on what looks good.
Okay.
That's what she needs, and I don't know. I don't know if that'll come.
Because she got good technique and speed on her punches, and good pop. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't count her out.
Does this card have 80% of the big names in women's boxing on this card?
Pretty much everyone except Clarissa and Michaela.
And
and Sinisa. They don't have Gabriella, Clarissa, and Michaela. I would say are the three omissions.
Alicia Baumgartner's taking on Jennifer Miranda
from Spain.
Undefeated fighter.
Yeah.
I watched some tape on her.
She's been training over where I've been working with Kenny Sims.
Oh, you seen her?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She in there training. I'm sorry, we're gonna keep using this reference, but she in there training like a dog. You know, she in there putting in the work. I think she's putting it in twice a day. And you're right. When you get in the ring with Alicia, it is more than just punching in combination. You can't stand there with Alicia, because Alicia's going to figure out a way to get you first and probably get you last and get out of there. You know what I mean? With Alicia, it's got to be the movement. It's got to be kind of like the full package. I don't know if this young lady has the full package, but she is 12-0. She she's from Spain. No, she's coming into, hostile territory, for the sake of words. And looking at her energy, it looks like she knows what the job is. And I like when somebody clocks in knowing what the job is.
You think with Alicia, you just got to stay busy?
Yeah,
she does have laws. If she land her stuff and then she'll sit back. If you can stay busy, Shawn Porter all night, you got a shot.
And the separation right there for Michaela.
But don't get knocked out.
Michaela stays busy, but not enough defense. Yeah. Stays busy, but stays there. Yeah. So, again, when you talk about me staying busy, I always figured out a way to get those pivots in, the head movement in and stuff like that.
And that slow start cost her against Baumgartner. Baumgartner was up 3-0, so then she could manage the fight from there. Like, okay, I could take a round or two off here because I got 3 in the bank, and she did her thing. Yeah.
Alicia by knockout?
Nah.
The bomb ain't the bombing? I got the bomb. AB, I got you, baby. I ain't mean that baby but like that, but I got you.
If she gets one.
I don't want no problem. Mine and yours.
What are we talking about? By knockout? Ew. I don't know if it's by knockout.
2-minute rounds at the championship level in women, it just doesn't happen that often. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't.
Okay.
But that's something that she's figured out how to do to kind of like separate herself from everybody else. Be a little bit more exciting and, have a little bit more flair. So
I think skills-wise, she's as good, or skills-wise, you could argue even as good, or since she's younger and actually in her absolute prime right now, even a little craftier than the 2 women in the main event, Taylor and Serrano. But those girls have a pace that we don't see from Alicia. But what I like about watching Alicia is she sets some of the best traps in women's boxing. She slows the pace down, and a lot of with 2-minute rounds, it's usually not advantageous in women's boxing to slow the pace down. But she's able to, because she sets such good traps. I think
they respect it.
Yeah, she has power in both hands. She has a good left hook too. I know she stopped Terry Harper with her right hand, but she has a good left hook to the body and to the head. She's good. I'd say her one flaw, and every fighter has them, is, like you said, her work rate. And she'll have her little lulls and her little spurts where she needs to take a breather. And then, again, if she's ever to move up to fight Taylor and the Serrano winner, those girls are busy pre-punch a lot, too. And so is Alicia, but Alicia likes to slow it down, like the men's 3-minute rounds. And, looking ahead to the main event, that's the big question for Serrano in Part 3 is, you got to find a way to do something different, because if the fight goes to script the way it always has, you're going to hurt her, but she's going to outland you and win a close fight again. So, but yeah, I think Baumgartner wins this fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, shout out to you, Sean. Somebody said, I can't read this. I'm dyslexic, and you got this other stuff in here with some 3s and some E's and T's and all that kind of stuff. He said, Sean be commentating his ass off. He said, you feeling like you there. So, there it is.
Best in the business.
They tell me you got to be confident, so I'm trying.
Best in the business.
Ellie Scottney, she's 10-0, and Yamile Mercado, 24-3. Mercado's been in the ring with some names. She's been in the ring with Amanda Serrano. She upset Ramla Ali, who was an Olympian and was, really supposed to be on another level right now, but I think because of Mercado, she's not. So that should be a pretty good fight as well.
Mexico's been having the UK's number, so we'll see in this fight if that continues to pattern. Mm-hmm. So
main event.
Have they taken too much out of each other?
Oh, they've definitely taken a pound of flesh.
Who's taking the worst?
This is their Ali Frazier 3.
Has Amanda taken the worst of this beating? It's been a beating both sides.
I think Taylor has taken more punishment, even though she won both fights.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. The question that was presented to me earlier, I'm gonna go to you first, Antt. what are we going to see different? These women have fought the same fight twice, and it looked practically identical.
Y'all going to be mad at me. I think this one might be the worst one.
What you mean, worst one?
Just I don't know if the body can do this 3 times. Well, this would be what, 30 rounds?
Yeah.
30 rounds of hell?
So a regression, you mean?
Yeah, I think it'll still be there. I don't know if it can live up to it. I want it to. These girls, hey, I appreciate these girls, you guys giving us 20 rounds, possibly
Need
another
my phone bucks.
30 rounds of greatness. And the women boxing is just on a different level when you watch these two. They're made to fight each other. It's just bang, 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 bang all night. Shout to Pops. Okay? Yeah. And I just saw we getting another 30 rounds. 10 rounds of it. Anybody getting stopped? I just worry about the wear and tear. I worry whoever.
If anyone's getting stopped, Serrano will find a way to stop Taylor. But I wouldn't bet on that.
She did hurt her first.
In the
both
first
fights.
fight and the second
Both
fight.
fights.
Yeah, she had a little bit more.
Yeah. And
Serrano about knockout.
That's why she wants the 3-minute round.
Serrano about knockout.
And then Serrano got stunned in the last fight too. So
Yeah, she did.
They caught each other.
She did.
In the last fight, but
This
the
ain't
first
about
fight, Amanda had Katie kind of
for damn near 2 rounds.
not
straight.
the same way as Tyson and thank you. Yes, perfect. I thought you turned it off.
That's crazy.
I did.
Hey,
Saw
show
it.
them what you about to do.
Yeah.
That's
no, it's
crazy.
necessary, y'all.
Oh, shit. That's crazy. This dude about
You've
to sit
never
on-
done this before.
I've
know
been
what?
big all
Oh,
my
you-
life.
yeah, you know-
I've been
you
big
need
all my
to-
life.
You're actually Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
Because Phil would have to sit on an elevated
And I'm
chair.
comfy,
to
too. Let's
you're
get it.
Actually, Phil Jackson.
Let's go. See, this is what they do over here at HyperX Arena.
hey.
Whatever you need, they got you.
Hey, his feet is just dangling like this, everybody.
Dennis, look at Phil.
Oh yeah, not much. Now they're gonna have to change the cameras now.
Yeah, you
but
right.
my bad. But it is what it is. I'm good. I feel comfy now. It was bothering me. I'm good.
Feel good
Anyway, so you want to know what I think? I think that Amanda Serrano. I don't know if she's gonna get the knockout. Somebody's going down in this fight.
Okay.
Somebody going down in this fight. I think it's Katie. I think Katie going down.
It might be Morales Barrera where they just beat the shit out of each other round after round, but nobody goes down. It might just be that.
This is the final one, right? We're not getting no more?
It might be to compare it to another 2 great Mexican fighters, Vasquez Marquez. They fought 4 times.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they do, especially if Serrano wins.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so you might have to watch it again.
Okay.
You know
I
why?
ain't mad at it.
I don't. I'm not saying I don't agree with you when you say there's a lot of wear and tear. You don't. The wear and tear. You worried about the wear and tear. I've been talking about Amanda Serrano retiring for like 3 years.
Right.
You retired.
I've been retired like 3
Well, she's
years.
a come forward fighter.
And she still looks
Coming
like
forward.
the same.
Basically.
Her feet are slower. I think her reaction time is a little slower. She's not implementing the defense that I think we've all agreed for the last couple of years now that she needs, but she ain't really slowing down. So I don't know, man. I'm looking at it. I'm like,
Yeah, I just worry about those because I feel like with Wilder and Tyson, they were never the same after they wars. The way they took so much out of each other.
And-
Both of them.
But part 3 was the best one yet.
funny thing.
That
'cause
was crazy. You're right.
yeah.
I had
so-
this conversation with somebody. I said, I should say that on the podcast. And I
Say
didn't
it.
think it was going to come up. But I'm pretty sure women have capabilities of more longevity in the ring than men do.
Yeah, they give birth to men. They give birth to us, the world.
What that mean?
That means the
what-
women are better than men when it comes to wear and tear. I think.
All right.
I'll just be honest.
Okay, if that's where you want to go with
I'm
it.
just being honest. Can you give birth to them?
Probably.
No, you can't.
You got a point.
Let me not go there.
You got a point.
I just think
Isn't it scientific they have a higher pain threshold and some shit like that?
I mean, that's what Ant's talking about.
Yeah.
I think science may
I'm looking at it. So let me, from what I think I know about science, I think I think the punch that they sustain is not the same kind of punch that we sustain.
Yeah, obviously.
Right? So I think their bodies, the wear and tear for them is just different, and I think that they could do this longer than men could.
Okay, I can see
think,
that. Yeah, I can see that.
So when we're looking at the wear and tear, I'm like, I don't know, man. I think that this one, but I think Amanda Serrano is gonna get Katie Taylor on this one. I had her win in the last one. She lost it. I'm not barking about it.
Could have went either way, kind of fight.
The first one I thought could have went either way. The second one I thought Amanda clearly won. But this third one, I'm like, well, what does Amanda need to do to get a win? She got to at least drop her at least once. And
Clearly.
Yeah. Because did she get a knockdown in the last one?
No, she's so the first 2 fights. What happened was Taylor would find a way to outpunch Serrano, but Serrano would have the biggest moment of the fight. She was the one that would hurt Katie Taylor a few times in the first and second fight, but
the bell.
I was like Shawn at first when I watched the rematch. We watched the fight at Shawn's house with Marcus Taylor, and I thought, okay, Serrano may have kind of got jobbed here, especially with the point deduction in a fight this close. But I went back and watched the tape, and Taylor, with her tremendous combination punching and hand speed, Clarissa Shields does the same thing. They when they press that button and just go da 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 da, it's hard to answer to. And so Jordan and Serrano, Serrano's trainer Jordan, they have to find an adjustment in camp probably. The onus is on them to find the adjustment, because if it goes to script, you're going to get the same thing in part 3. A great fight where Serrano comes close to dropping Katie but falls short on the scorecards because Katie outpunches her.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. My best stab at it, I'm watching and I'm like, what can she do different? And maybe counterpunch on the front foot more. When Taylor unloads that 5, 6, 7 punch clip, play defense and look for the right opening or two. Don't go punch for her. That you're not going to win that, and that she's going to get the better of those skirmishes.
For everyone, because I mentioned this about, there was a fighter, and I don't remember who it was, but for anyone out there that is looking at a fighter and that fighter's not making any adjustments, and we've seen this fight twice and we've seen it look the exact same twice. What happens, I think, this is pure just, my theory, whatever the case may be, when a fighter loses a fight and feels like they won, they may overlook everything that they could improve on because they feel like, well, this is what we do and we won.
We did our job. The judges didn't do their job. So, right.
Jordan and Amanda, y'all can't be going to the gym saying, they just not giving it to us. Y'all going to have to switch it up a little bit. The number one thing that I don't think they can switch up at this point is that defense got to improve. And we've been saying that for a couple of years now.
What about targeting the body a little more?
Definitely got to target the body. Well, I think we mentioned that during the second fight. I was like, yo, nobody's doing any.
Roy Jones mentioned it in the last couple rounds.
Yeah.
When they would exchange up top, he said someone's got to dig one to the body. And Serrano's a hell of a body puncher with her left hand.
Well, Friday going to be hot.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Shout out to the ladies, man. I'm excited for y'all.
Yeah.
I love all women's card. I just think it's special. It's unique. It's different. It's worth it. It's necessary. The whole 9. I'm in full support of all of these women that are about to do their thing on Friday. And then let's bounce over to Saturday real quick.
Okay, Sarah, I don't. We'll do it. When we start with the co-main, I mean, is it something before the
It was like
the ring thing threw me off. I don't even know. Is this true?
I think he's
Is this
trolling.
fake? I don't want Shawn to go first. I don't want Shawn to go first.
You talking about the size of the ring?
No, I'm just messing. He said size of the ring. It's saying the
Is
ring.
that what?
Is that a real thing?
I think he's kidding.
How do you even do that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
how do you even do that?
My only thing is, there's great fighters out there.
Light the ass up, Shawn.
That
Go
would-
ahead. I'm done. I'm not holding it back no more. I'm tired of holding it back.
When a media guy or someone would, a fan or a media member would go, well, maybe fighter A could have let his hands go a little bit more.
I forgot who was fighting.
Right? just little nitpicks and critiques of boxing, and we'd get browbeaten, the fans and reporters of you don't understand boxing, hit and don't get hit, and all these stuff that we know, but they're browbeating us with it. Well, now here comes Turki Al-Sheikh, and because his pocketbook is so deep, not only is he criticized, he's calling it Tom and Jerry fights. He's joking around about shrinking the ring, putting the ring size down. Where's all the smoke for this guy? When it was the fans and the media, we get browbeaten. You don't understand boxing. It's hit and don't get hit. You don't care about the fighter's health. Da 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 da. When we were just saying, well, maybe a little bit more common. Maybe 2, 3, and 4 instead of that 1 and 2. And it's just funny to me that Turkey's saying all this and nobody's got any smoke for him.
And I just think it was poor matchmaking for that Times Square fight.
Yeah.
I thought it was just poor matchmaking.
Okay.
And on top of that, you got some.
We didn't say that before the fight, though.
Yeah, that's true. Because damn,
We didn't say that before the fight.
You got me, Antt.
We always hyped. We thought
you got me, Antt.
The only one,
I guess,
only one pushed back on it.
And what I was about to say was the other side of that is you got some under 30-year-old men in the ring that don't understand. you still have to perform. You still have to be elite. Doesn't matter that you've already been paid. Doesn't matter what you're getting paid. You still have to perform. And we see this in the NFL all the time. These guys are on the
incentive based
at the end of their contract, and now you got to play your way into another contract. Well, we got to do that in boxing. The women are gonna perform. They're gonna deliver, and I got a feeling all these guys are gonna deliver on Saturday night. Devin Morrell is back.
Oh, you shot David Morrell.
He's in a tough fight.
This is a Russian kid, man. Is a big, strong, real. Not to say that David Benavidez ain't real, but this dude is a 175-pound Russian man.
Stellar amateur background.
Yeah.
Morrell better be ready to not just move, but move and fire with real intention. Because was it Matias or Imam Khataev, I believe is his name, from Russia. 10-0, 9 knockouts.
Hey, I'm about to hype up Antt while you talking. Go ahead, keep talking.
This guy is a good body puncher, and he's sharp, and he's strong, and he's well schooled from the Russian system. This is a hell of a fight. Morrell, he's going to have to use his movement in this fight, because if he just lets this guy go downhill in the pocket, I don't think Morrell gets the better of that. Morrell's got to use his athleticism, but when he's using his athleticism, he's got to fire with bad intentions, because if Khataev gets to his body and makes him a little timid on the back foot, and he's not committing to his shots, then it's going to get ugly for David Morrell. He's got to move. He can't just stay in the pocket and bang with this guy, but he's got to move with a purpose, and he's got to fire with bad intentions in this fight. If he's fighting off the back foot a little timid, and he's not letting go of his power, then I think Khataev could fight downhill on him, and it could get ugly.
David Morrell has to be an experienced fighter in this fight. He has to do everything he learned from
Benavidez.
David Benavidez and take it to this fight. What I'm watching right now, I'm hyped. Hey, my man said he hit him with the hey, and then popped his ass.
Hey, yo,
yeah.
That's how you know he don't know nothing about boxing.
Hey,
He said he hit him with the and then just popped.
Got his ass popped. I said you hit the people with the sometimes.
But Sean, you know how some guys, they can only rip at full capacity when they're in the pocket.
Right there.
Right. And so Morrell, he better be able to rip his best shots on the move, and he did that at times against Benavidez.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he's not able to do that, and he can only rip in the pocket, we'll see. Morrell, if he executes at a high level with his talent and athleticism, should have enough. But this is a really good matchup.
And he needs to gain this guy respect. I see this guy's a killer.
That's what I'm saying.
He comes forward, use experience that you learned in that Dave Benavidez fight, and hurt this guy. If not, he's gonna hurt you. And be on the move, like you said. Just don't stand there. This guy's just crazy.
Good body puncher.
My man hit somebody in the back. Yeah. This dude started pulling up, messing with his sciatica. I don't even know what happened. His tailbone started hurting. That's crazy. But I don't let that get me no more, Sean, because I know it takes more than that to win a fight.
I know.
Shout out to the Russian dude that took Tim Bradley to hell.
Ruslan Provodnikov.
Yeah. This is gonna be a good fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that David Morrell is going to be on his P's and Q's. I think he's going to outpoint. What is this
Imam
guy's name?
Khataev.
Imam. Yes.
Imam Khataev.
I think he's going to outpoint Imam. And the thing for Imam, he has to feel like he has to rush. If he doesn't feel like he has to rush, he is going to just plod. He's going to try to take his time. And every punch he throws is hard. Look him up, y'all. Every punch he throws has intentions. Every punch he throws has intentions. But I've seen him. And I've seen him get outboxed. But he delivered. You know what I mean? So
he got stoppage.
Yeah. I've seen him, but he can be outboxed. I think Morrell is going to outbox him, and Morrell's got pop. He's got sting.
Got to let your balls hang.
It's going to be a good fight.
If you're Morrell, though, got to let him hang.
Man, listen, Saturday night going to be a good night,
That's
y'all.
a good fight.
It is.
Shout out Morrell, I got you.
And just to show I'm not just always hating, that November card Turkey has lined up, that quartet of headliners is the best quartet of headliners I've probably seen since Don King's cards as the MGM in the 90s. Since he would have Terry Norris and Gerald McClellan and Julio Cesar Chavez and Ricardo Lopez, Azuma Nelson. To see Brian Norman, David Benavidez, Abdullah Mason, Bam Rodriguez, and Devin Haney as a B-side.
Damn.
I tip my hat. That's a hell of a lineup. That's a hell of a lineup.
Okay.
I give credit where it's due.
Hey, yo, but it don't stop there. Alberto Puello.
Yeah, and Matias.
Getting in the ring with Subriel Matias.
Well, when the last time we seen Matias?
He won a bounce-back fight after losing the title to Paro.
Okay.
Who did he do that to?
No.
I compared this to Corrales and Castillo.
On the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as polished, but I got a feeling both these guys are gonna punch. They're gonna go at it. I could see Puello trying to be a little smarter and play,
He better be.
and pick moments.
He should be.
And try to fight a little bit more on the back foot. But this to me has Castillo Corrales all over it.
That's the type of fight it was when he fought Gary Antoine. Yeah, he was smart, and yeah, he caught him coming in, but they went to war basically on the inside. And Puello, being the taller fighter, held his own on the inside and probably surprised Gary Antoine with how he handled himself on the inside. But I think Puello wins that fight. I think holding up to the smoke from Gary Antoine, who's a champion now, says a lot about his ability to deal with pressure and someone in his chest all night. And I like Puello's character in the ring. I like how his character held up in the trenches against Russell. And I like how he held up in a very difficult and frustrating at time fights with Sandor Martin. A lot of people thought Sandor Martin won that fight, but it was very close and he fought well. I just think Matias' defense is not good. And he's someone that breaks you in the pocket. And I like Puello's character. I don't think he punches as hard as Matias, but I think he's a sturdy fighter and better defensively than Matias.
Let me see. Go ahead.
Matias, obviously he was catching bodies literally.
Yeah.
Is it because the competition level he was at, and now you're at the elite level, and you can't just break these guys? Whatever you want to do, I can do too.
He's just not that good a defensive fighter.
Okay.
He gets hit a lot. And against championship level fighters that you can't just bully like that in the pocket and you're wearing shots, those guys, you're going to feel those shots at that level. And he just, at the championship level, you got to have more than just combinations and offense. And as much of a knockout artist he is, he's not a one-punch guy. He's an accumulation guy. So, he needs you to stay in front round after round and get his best work done. And, he's a bad boy. I'm not saying he's not, but I give Puello the edge.
He can't get back to the top?
I think he's a little too beatable.
Damn.
To get to the top.
You talking about Matias?
Matias, yeah.
But I said that, and everybody was mad at me when I was saying that.
Well, at that time, he was a guy. Nobody was trying to hear that.
Nope.
But you got to know, I identified what his kryptonite could be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think Pyro definitely exposed that. He ain't done. And Pyro didn't wash him up.
No.
Didn't beat him down.
He's one of the most exciting TV fighters in the game, style-wise.
Yeah.
He's must act and absolutely going to get you an action fight.
This thing going to be good, man.
Oh, yeah.
They both throw bricks. I don't know if you're giving Puello his just due with his power.
Oh, he's got respectable power,
Yeah.
but Matias got the power edge.
Bricks.
Yeah. He's got respectable power. but-
They ain't both throwing bricks, Antt?
No, I mean, he throwing them, but he ain't throwing bricks.
Yeah. All right. So Matias throwing bricks and Puello throwing big ass stacks.
They solid. They respectable. You ain't just about to rush in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Shakur Stevenson.
man, shout out Shakur.
Jose Zepeda.
Williams, man.
Oh, my fault. William Zepeda.
This is the main event to me.
Is his middle name Jose?
No.
It's Jose somewhere in there.
I co-sign what he just said. This is the main event to me.
William Zepeda.
This is the show. Good fight, Mexican style, versus what are you gonna give us?
This is Groundhog Day.
Is Shakur really on a pedestal in this fight? Like I feel like he is.
I think
100%.
I feel for some reason I got all this pressure on him where he has to deliver.
He has to deliver.
Okay. I thought it was just
No.
Well, I think
This
Zepeda's.
is V1
Yeah, I think Zepeda.
to the date.
This is the Groundhog Day fight. Like, is Shakur going to let his hands go in this fight? Is he
Yes.
going to do the things we think? This is the fighter Zepeda with his volume and his style where he won't give Shakur a choice. He's going to have to execute at a high level and do the things he's capable of, because if he doesn't, this guy won't let him hit the switch of, okay, you know what? This is a little tricky and dangerous. Time to just win this fight by any means necessary. Worry about looking good in the next one. Yeah. Zepeda's going to force him to bring the best out of himself and the best out of his bag. And if he does, we might be on here Monday singing his praises about a brilliant performance. But I'm picking Shakur. And you asked, is he on a pedestal heading into this fight? He absolutely is. He's a 5 or 6 to 1 favorite. I think he's a little bit overvalued as a favorite. He's the favorite, but there is a path to victory for Zepeda to win this fight. Zepeda is the naturally bigger man. He's been at lightweight longer than Shakur. Shakur started at 26 and 30, coming up to 35. Zepeda has longer arms by a little bit. He's a little taller, and he's so busy and he's coming off. It's a pro and a con. Coming off 24 rounds with Tevin Farmer is literally the best experience he could have got to prepare for a slick southpaw. Tevin's not Shakur.
And he struggled with Tevin.
And that face.
That don't mean nothing to me.
What does that face say, Sean?
About to say, because I seen, people always think it's crazy when I tell them what I seen Shakur do in sparring. They look, why I don't do it in the fight? I don't know.
Devin, too.
I said I've never seen Devin does some crazy shit in sparring.
Devin's maybe one of the best fighters I've seen in the gym in sparring. Not that, and he's been great. You know, he's 5-time champion under the bright lights, too, but in sparring is something even different.
The Shakur Sean spars, smokes this guy, possibly stops him. If you could bring that shit to the ring,
you know what's funny?
Christ.
You know what's funny? What we're saying though about how great Devin and Shakur look in sparring. Young fighters, when I tell them that, they'll say, "Well, yeah, but part of that sometimes is they got the 16s on and they got the headgear, so they trust. They trust certain moves that they may not trust with the 8s on and with the headgear off. Well, no, I mean it's just
a level of comfort,
right? Right. I'm not. Yeah. And so if Shakur, I think Shakur knows. He knows what time it is. He's not.
Okay.
He hears everybody. He knows people are talking about the move. He hears Turkey talk about the shrinking ring and the Tom and Jerry. I think Shakur, whether he goes in there and executes it, I think he's prepared to fight in the pocket a lot and take advantage of Zepeda not being that good of a defensive fighter. Now, Zepeda, though, he does have a busy jab. And that's going to help him in the transition, Sean. Not just be in no man's land, getting picked off on the outside. Jab his way in, and if Shakur, if he doesn't execute, if he doesn't let his hands go in the pocket, and when he feels power against Nakatia or De Los Santos, he didn't do that. Even Artem Hardatunian, who he gave a lot of good business in the pocket with, there was still tons of food left on the table. And it's funny because Shakur, when I ate with him once, he finished his whole plate. And you know, so finish your whole plate. Don't leave nothing on. Don't leave nothing on because all I ate was the chicken. He ate his greens and his vegetables, and he looked at my plate and he goes, "Yeah, I could tell you're not an athlete." Because all I ate was the good stuff, and he ate everything. So Shakur, don't leave anything on your plate. Take that hook to the body. Take that counter shot. Take it. When the jab's there, take it. Don't poke and prod and set up and take it. Bank. Let it go. And if you do, we'll probably be coming on here Sunday and Monday and talk about, wow, what an incredible performance. But if he doesn't, then Zepeda might outwork him. Because Zepeda's not a slouch, and he throws a lot of punches, and he's gotten experience from Farmer now. He has a real chance in this fight, especially if Shakur doesn't execute.
Shakur has a moment to be the face, the name. Some say Tank let us down. Haney letting us down. T.O. letting us down. You have a chance to steal it right now. This is a moment for you to go out there and make a statement and put your name up in there as one of them ones. We hold you there because of talent, but I think people feel like you haven't given us that.
At 35.
Yeah, I think it's your time, bro. Go up there and steal the game right now. Take it over. Be the face of boxing.
Steal it or be the latest example of his contemporaries, his era, where they've already been decorated, him and T.O. and Devin.
Yes.
But maybe not
living up to it
all the way. It's up to him. We'll see what he brings us at. I'm picking him, but I wouldn't be shocked if Zepeda out-hustles him, outworks him, and pulls off an upset. Zepeda's coming, man, I saw him training. He's coming from the trenches, man. He's hungry. And, he's gonna try to beat Shakur with his volume. I'm looking forward to it.
Shakur by a counter shot. Stop it.
This is I like that. This is a fight I'm really like. I'm hesitant to speak on what I feel is going to happen because I just feel like it could be something completely different, especially with a Shakur Stevenson who's had hand problems practically fight after fight for the last as long as I can remember.
Sean, if I may, they showed him on DAZN training. When they took his gloves off, I even put it in slow-mo to recheck. He grimaced when they took his gloves off in training. That's something to work, because you could foresee Shakur landing a hook on the top of the head, grimacing, and what do you think, Sean?
Okay, so you guys saying the body, the hands. What if you drop down to the body and the body work and slow Zepeda down and then stop him with a body shot
A lot
like
of
it did with
fighters,
the other guy?
A lot of fighters won't do that because they know that the elbows are going to be there. You know?
I see. I was thinking just softer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's what you would think. You know, he has precision. He can get to the body and get to the gut, get to the vital spots.
Stab.
But he's taking a chance on possibly catching the bottom of an elbow or catching the forearm. And there's a level of discomfort at the end of the night that Shakur Stevenson has to ignore. There's going to be discomfort in the ring against William Zepeda, whether he get ready for that. That's the number one thing you should have been getting ready for. All of your training should have been surrounded around being uncomfortable. I don't want any day where I can smile in this camp because this is not a fight that I'm going to be able to feel good in until I get to that point where I've taken so much out of him mentally and made him feel helpless, like there's nothing that he can do, and then I can smile a little bit. But with William Zepeda, that might not come at all. I got a feeling, because I too have seen Shakur spar, and I've seen him. I know I explained this on the Ring platform, how I've seen him just completely take away what these guys can do so very well. Especially I've seen him take an aggressive guy, and the dude just started bouncing in the middle of the ring.
I was with you that day.
And stop being assertive, because he was probably seeing the thoughts that this man was having and didn't want it. I don't know if William's going to ignore those thoughts, but it's Shakur's job to make him feel it all mentally before anything else. And if he's able to do that, he'll handle the business. Man, I guarantee 65, whatever, how I do that? 40, whatever, 45, 55.
If he does what he's supposed to do, William Zepeda's not even on his level.
Williams on his level.
Yeah.
See, William.
Go ahead. Williams on his level.
Both fighters know exactly what they got to do to win this fight. Zepeda knows I got to mix it up: body, head, head, body. And Zepeda, here's why Shakur, he has to execute and let his hands go in a way he hasn't been lately. Because if he doesn't, Zepeda, if you let him put 3, 4, and 5 together, the punches pick up steam and snap. 1 and 2 is but if you stay there and you're just catching and everything and you're not countering in between, he's going to start 3, 4, and 5, and now he's mixing it to the body and the head. He's touching you anywhere he could touch you, and you let him go downhill, it's going to get tricky for you. It's going to get thick.
He has to be Jamal Harrington. Shakur.
Yeah.
And you can't do what you've been doing lately. It's not going to work for this guy.
Isolate William Zepeda and keep him to the 1s and 2s. I love that.
Slow
right
that
there.
body down, man.
Hamzah Sheeraz.
I guarantee this. It will be the most exciting fight of Shakur Stevenson's career.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Guaranteed.
William Zepeda is going to be assertive and make that happen.
Yeah.
100%.
Shakur smokes him.
I ain't mad at that.
Shakur smokes him.
Shakur's got the defense. He's got the precision.
Yeah.
He's got the precision. But if he doesn't punch in between punches, and he risks getting outworked in this fight, and Zepeda might surprise us with his offensive game and his offensive repertoire. I got Shakur: speed, precision, let them hands go, and he should win. I got him by decision. I think it's going to be a good competitive fight.
I think he feels it, hears it, what everybody's saying, and he delivers and lives up to the moment and gives us a spectacular night of boxing.
One problem for Zepeda is he doesn't actually take the best shot. For being an aggressive volume puncher from Mexico, he's not Antonio Margarito, he's not Chavez, he's not Jose Luis Castillo, he's not Navarrete. Tevin Farmer dropped him. I've seen lesser fighters drop him.
Struggle with a lesser Tevin Farmer, too.
Yeah.
Seen what happened to Tevin when he fought one of them young boys.
Kid Austin, yeah.
Yeah.
Canelo stand here. Hey, he said he thinks this fight is going to be boring. He thinks Shakur's going to jab and run. It ain't going to be boring. And Zepeda's not going to give
him
an opportunity to simply just jab and move. That ain't going to happen. And then also shout out to Chris T. He said if Shakur hands hold up for you, Antt, I think he will outclass Zepeda and stop him.
Yeah.
So
I got Shakur about stopping.
I ain't mad at it. It's a lot of different scenarios with this one. I can't pinpoint exactly what's going to happen in this one. But again, this is why we tune in. Don't not tune in because you think this thing gonna be boring. No. It is not gonna be boring.
A lot of boxing.
The whole night gonna be great.
Yeah,
Friday night is gonna be amazing. And then we got Hamzah Sheeraz.
Upset.
Which
It's
one's
basically 50-50 at the books.
Upset.
which one's the upset though? And then
Yeah.
damn, you cut me off, and I forgot the
bad.
kid's name because he cut me.
Sheeraz.
Hamzah Sheeraz.
No, the other kid.
Edgar
other
Berlanga.
kid, Edgar Berlanga.
You know his
Like,
name.
Yeah, but he cut me off. I'm like,
My bad.
You scared it out. Which one's the upset, Ant?
I mean, Edgar Berlanga is the name, right?
Right.
So-
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to my man.
You moving on my frequency.
But yeah, I feel Edgar Berlanga is the name. It's just my man, dude. He literally living off of going 12 with Canelo.
Yeah.
Just like I hate when people do that.
I did not like what I
No.
did, the stuff that I seen. I'm like, come on, man.
Yo, when I went 12 with Canelo,
I'm like, come on,
I was telling Sean, you gotta understand. I was telling him, you a bitch.
I don't know how you do that,
told
man.
him. Yo, no, I told
don't know
Canelo.
how you do that.
That's why he don't want the rematch.
I don't know how you do that, man.
That could have been his peak of his career. I don't even know where's the hunger at anymore. I look at the kid, I don't see the hunger, but you could have something that I don't know, bro.
Did we see hunger before the fight with Canelo?
I'll say this about the fight. I remember I came on here and I said he did better than Callum Smith and Jermell Charlo, but it was only a step or two. I'll say this: he didn't do as good as he thinks he did against Canelo.
Okay, that's perfect.
But he did better than I originally said he did. I'll give him that. I went back and watched that fight. Underrated performance by Canelo in retrospect, but Berlanga fought pretty decent after the knockdown.
Even though he didn't make it to the end, Caleb Plant fought better than Berlanga. I know you say Caleb fights a bum. Come, he didn't fight better than Berlanga?
We're splitting hairs over here.
No. I personally think Caleb Plant fought better than Berlanga.
I agree.
He was winning.
I agree.
He was winning the fight
I agree.
early on.
So listen, because what you gonna get, and now I'm gonna get it because I agree with you. You gonna get everybody say, well, he got knocked out by Canelo, and he was talking shit right before he got knocked out by Canelo. Yeah, you 100% right. But he came in following his own script, doing what he was supposed to do.
Trying
He
to get
fights like that anyways. He boxes anyways.
He did what he was supposed to do to win the fight, and Canelo did what a great fighter is supposed to do. Eventually caught up to him.
Turn the lights off.
Edgar Berlanga did not come into the ring and do what he was supposed to do.
He was happy for the moment.
He didn't even follow the script. The script was supposed to be make this fight competitive and entertaining. And it wasn't competitive nor entertaining until the last round, or was it the last
Couple
two
rounds,
rounds?
yeah.
Last
Three
couple
or
rounds.
so.
Yeah. So when that's a valid statement. I have to agree with that. I think that Caleb Plant did better than Edgar Berlanga, at the beginning, as that fight carried on. Obviously, we, get a little bit of a flip there, but to the point, and I want to do this real quick. Hamzah, I said Hamaz, my fault. Hamzah Sheeraz. I think Hamzah is going to win as well.
Yeah.
I think he's going to outbox Edgar Berlanga. I think that he is long, strong,
Bad matchup.
and a good boxer. I think he's going to style and profile on the kid. And it's a bad matchup for Edgar Berlanga.
Bad matchup for Edgar. Anybody else? Yes.
Go ahead,
No.
Sean.
No. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah,
He don't agree with us.
Where was
He don't.
Michael born?
Hey.
Where was Michael born?
You know him. Hey.
We live in
You're not
Brooklyn,
doing that.
baby.
You're not doing that.
No,
You're not
that's
going
not why I'm picking him. No, I'm not. But since I am picking him, we might as well mention we live in Brooklyn, baby. But shout out to Roy Ayers. I got Berlanga. I think. Well, first of all, Sheeraz has a huge opportunity in front of him. What Turkey wants to do is obvious. He wants Sheeraz to win this fight and to host in Saudi a fight between an Arab descent fighter, and Sheeraz is Pakistan, has Pakistan descent. And
I see why he's picking him.
No. What do you mean? No, it got nothing to do with that. No, I'm saying for Sheeraz is a huge opportunity because what Turkey probably wants to do, in all likelihood, what he does want to do, what he's been vocal about, to put a fight in Saudi of a fighter of Arab descent against the face of boxing, Canelo. If he could get past Crawford and Sheeraz could get past Berlanga, would be a moment, right? To have, you know what I mean? That'd be a moment and a huge opportunity for Sheeraz. Problem is, I got Berlanga. I think it's funny. Sometimes skills pay the bills, right? But physical strength is a thing in boxing too. Punching power is a thing in boxing too. And I think that's the difference in this fight. And for Berlanga, I think, what is it, Sean?
Berlanga, respectfully, I'm saying this. I have yet to see him. I've yet to see you, because I know this is going to get back to him. I've yet to see him. I've yet to see you set up that power that you have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if he connects, but there has to be a setup against this dude right here from England who is a boxer's boxer. Yo. And you don't know how to set nothing up? Hey, Deontay Wilder didn't know how to set nothing up, and he knocked Tyson Fury down a couple times. Oh.
Well, I mean, he was in front of a guy who's as good as it gets in the game right now, moving your head, coming forward, applying pressure, and Canelo.
This guy's a mover, right?
Sheeraz, he is. But at 6'3" with that tall frame, he's not gliding around the ring. He's threatening with the jab and the right hand and keeping you outside. And if you get greedy and he'll run you into some shit. And he's sharp on the outside.
Edgar's been down.
Yeah, and against Khataev and Canelo and other guys, even like Steve Rolls, who was past his prime and is really a middleweight, gave him. Trust me, I hesitate a little bit to pick Berlanga because I'm relying on this guy who sometimes acts like a punk, like at the press conference, putting the gun in Sheeraz's face. It's funny, I get it. He's from Brooklyn, I get it, okay, but it's still some of it reeks of street punk shit, right? But obviously he's not, because no street punk can get as far as he's gotten fighting at this top level in the game. But I'm just saying, some of that energy, you go, can I trust that character in the ring to cut the distance, like Sean's talking about, to set it up, to move his head, to not just, because if Berlanga just languishes with a high guard on the outside, it's Sheeraz's fight. Sheeraz is sharp on the outside, but Sheeraz is coming up from 160, and one reason I'm picking Berlanga too is he dropped the ball against Adames down the stretch. He had the WBC middleweight title. The promoter wants you to win. This was set up for you to become middleweight champion. And I'll borrow. Here's what a Hall of Fame boxer told me about Sheeraz down the stretch of that Adames fight. He said he pissed on his leg. Okay, he didn't, you know what I mean? He had it there. And how did Adames do? Adames is smaller and older than Edgar Berlanga. Berlanga's a big boy, big Boricua boy at 68. But the thing is, Adames moved his head. Adames had effort and consistency. And I don't know if I can rely on that for Edgar. But I do think I think Sheeraz having his first fight at 168. Yeah, he's one of those tall guys that gets wiry power at the end of his shots. But I think the physical strength, as long as Berlanga can cut the distance a little bit, step to him and cut that gap a little bit, I think Sheeraz might keep his hands in his pocket like he did against Adames. And I think the power and the strength difference and advantage for Berlanga could be. It's up to Berlanga to make that strength and power count, though. He's got to close the gap. If he languishes on the outside with a high guard, then Sheeraz is going to win the fight. But I'm trusting Edgar to bring some heat on that front foot, close that gap, and win this fight by stoppage.
Real quick, got a couple of super chats from Free Smoke. He said he ran from Edwin and he ain't stopped Artem. He said barely stopped an electrician with no camp or power on and fought on.
Right. So what makes everyone think he's going to stop Zepeda? Because everyone thinks he's going to stop Zepeda.
Funny you said, because this dude finished but he going to stop Zepeda.
Right. So no, I get it's an interesting. I see it. I know boxing. I get it. Shakur is so sharp and precise in the pocket that he could eat him alive. Zepeda's there to be hit. But Zepeda, he puts his shoulder in you in the pocket. He does throw his jab to set up. He's going body and head, changing levels. He just went 24-round slickster. And I watched Shakur's last fight on tape against Padley yesterday. In the first 4 or 5 rounds, he's still only throwing about 20 punches around. So we're supposed to believe with this bigger Mexican dude throwing all this smoke, Shakur's just going to stop him, huh? And I don't know. I don't know.
Free Smoke also said Shakur fought 2 champs, 3 if you count Conceição. Conceição's gift. Excuse me. We don't care about sparring. We have never seen a farmer would be the best name on Shakur's resume. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what I know, man. You get to a point where the resume don't matter.
Right.
What matters is who's in front of you. What y'all don't understand about the resume is a lot of promoters, a lot of managers, a lot of even advisors. It happened for me. You're put in the ring with tests and people who can kind of help you build your record, and you can also get the experience at the same time, stuff like that. So the resume is actually supposed to start being built now. That thing wasn't supposed to be built 2 years ago for Shakur Stevenson. Depending on what promoter you're with and what the program is, for a top ranked kind of program, that resume is supposed to be being built now and maybe last year. So we're supposed to see name after name. He's supposed to step up to every challenge and do what he's supposed to do.
Before you get out of here, Sean, you got to let the people say the title of the video was that Haney Norman won't happen. What makes you feel that way, Sean?
Oh man, I didn't know that was gonna get put on the thing the way that it was put on the thing.
You the same person that believed Tyson and Paul wasn't gonna happen. What's gonna happen?
When Paul and Tyson, I just felt like there was a lot of things that didn't make sense.
God tried, he gave Tyson like a messed up ulcer and everything. He tried.
When the fight first didn't happen, I kind of was. I had a little thing on me, like I told y'all wasn't gonna happen. And funny thing is, once the fight came back up, I said, oh, snap, this fight is actually going to happen. The thing that I overlooked with that fight was the business. The business trumped anything that I could even fathom. Like, it doesn't make sense. This right here just don't make sense. It don't make sense. I don't know. Does the business make sense for it?
It make more sense than Tyson Paul.
I mean, yeah, but does the business part of it make sense?
It does from the standpoint of Turkey is the one handing out the big money, and the Haneys, they Eddie would still work with them. Everybody would still work with them, but they've thumbed their nose at Hearn a little bit and Bob Arum, and they've never had a real relationship with Heyman.
Yeah.
So Turkey is where it's at money wise, and it's one of their not that it's the last stop. Again, they could work with the other promoters. He's undefeated, and but. This is the fight Turkey seems to want, and it's a back against the wall moment for Haney.
Yeah,
this is a lot of people think he won't win this fight. I think he's a slight favorite at the books, but a lot of boxing people think Norman's all wrong for him. You got Turkey singling out his Ramirez fight in so many words, right? And talking about so. This is a moment of greatness for Haney if he gets in that ring and pulls this off, because his back's against the wall. A lot of people don't think he's going to win this fight.
Yeah,
to his promoter Turkey. Kind of backing them in. Okay, you want my money? I want you to fight this killer at 47.
I just feel like where the way the fight went against Jose Ramirez, and I just can't imagine them feeling comfortable and confident to take a fight with Brian Norman Jr.
It's a roll of the dice for sure.
And shout out to Brian Norman Jr., right? So he actually called me. Remember I said I was on the phone with his dad? He texted me. He said, yo, you was on the phone with me, not my dad. I'm like, yo, grown-ass man. This dude got a deep voice and everything. I thought I'm on the phone with your dad. But shout out to Brian Norman Jr. Like I said, we should be having him on the very next show. If you tuned in to see him today, and I'm sorry we didn't get him. Just, conflicts and working through it. But back to this. When it comes to this, I just think that I can't imagine the camp is comfortable enough to take this fight. And so I'm going to go on record for saying this. I don't think the fight happens. I think that there's going to be something within the Haney camp that prevents this fight from happening. I'm not saying they're ducking Brian Norman Jr., but what I am saying is that this don't make sense to me. It's just something that I don't know how it makes sense for Haney, for the Haney camp, and I think that they're gonna maybe realize something, and something's gonna happen. They're gonna end up backpedaling out of this.
One thing about the Haney camp, they will call out the world and fight nobody. I've heard them call out Shakur, Tank, T.O., everybody, and then fight nobody.
I think that with this one, I think they might have,
fought Lomachenko, Kambosos, Jojo Linares, Prograis, Ryan, Ramirez.
Come on, it's time to fight the names. Well, you're not giving us nothing.
That's Bill in my head making me say that. Still.
It's time to fight them boys. It's time to fight them guys now.
I think the fight does happen, and I think kind of similar to Shakur,
I think it happens.
Where not only it happens, but the back's against the wall. Everybody, including now, it's the promoter. Forget the fans. Now the promoter.
You speak like that, kind of like swayed me, but because that's the title, I gotta back up.
No, right. I thought the same thought Sean did. I'm like, wow, this is a really risky fight for Devin. Are Devin and Bill really gonna take this fight? I mean, they're warriors. Everybody at this level is, but
let me try to make this make sense, just in case I didn't. I'm going to make sure I'm on record, because I told you, I said Devin's not done. I said, he didn't look very good in his last fight, and I said I think I know why.
You almost had to expect that coming off the Garcia fight.
I didn't expect it, but I just felt like, okay, so here's the analogy I'll give real quick. I just feel like you go back to the drawing board, and I feel like when they came into the ring with Jose Ramirez, maybe it was just something that Devin had in the back of his mind. And I've gone to the ring like that, where this is the game plan, but this is what's in the back of my mind. And if I have to, I'm going to do what I feel I need to do in order to do this. And I think that may have even been what happened. He got into his own head. And so with that being said, coming back from Ryan Garcia, I felt like they just needed to take some steps. And I feel like right here, you're skipping 2 steps, easily skipping two steps to get in the ring with Brian Norman Jr. That doesn't make sense to me. I feel like they should still be making some steps to kind of get back where they need to be. At the end of the day, after I had my fight with Kell Brook, we didn't even go back to the drawing board. It was my dad in my face. Like, what was that? What are you doing? Why did you do it? That can't happen again. And let's get back in here and let's do what we got to do.
They might not like the money that you make fighting Eric Bonet.
He's not built. You're not built to. That's too. Y'all built different.
Well, what I'm saying is, after that fight, we don't know what happens at home when it's just them. We don't know if they actually had that. Hey, Dev, what was you doing, Dev? Why was you moving like that, Dev? You didn't this, you didn't do that. You know what I mean? We don't know. We don't. Yeah. So I that's the only thing that I can expect or could think. And I just feel like this is soon. And I'm like, this don't make sense. Why now? But you're right. Their back could be against the wall.
And I can see them if they lose. Bill, we fought the killer at 147. We fought the best man they had at 147. Who ain't gonna do it? And Devin did it. I can see Bill if they lose.
And this would be my advice to Bill Haney and the Haney camp: don't abort your plan. Don't throw out your map because that fight with Ryan Garcia happened and you got a smudge on the map. Now you done got past that smudge and you got another stain on it. Don't abort your map. Don't abort your plan. Stick with your plan. If your plan was to build your kid up so that he could become one of the greatest of all time, I personally don't think this is the way to go. If y'all think that he gonna get in the ring and perform, there is a world where Devin Haney wins this fight.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Based on his last performance, I don't see how physically.
I doubt that guy would show up for Brian Norman.
Yeah,
I doubt it. He'll come correct.
Yeah. So,
but I think I actually agree with Brian's father's assessment. I heard him on an interview say he thinks between all the stuff Turkey's saying and he's gonna come to fight Devin, and I think he will too. And there is a chance Devin at 47, feeling comfortable, pulls off something special, and not only regains where he was, but beyond where he was before. Because again, a lot of people in boxing think Brian Norman wins this fight. I think Brian Norman wins this fight. So if Devin can get in there and beat who I think with Jaron Ennis moving up is the most dangerous and complete welterweight in the game, not the most proven guy. A lot of people are out there going, no, you pick him against Devin Haney because he knocked out Jin Sasaki with no defense and all. Yeah, I hear you, but I like what I'm seeing from Norman at 47. And I think Haney's going to come out and tag if the fight happens, because it's a long way until November, to Sean's point. And Brian could get injured. We don't know. We got a long way to go for that whole card to hold up. Remember, the card in February, by the time we got there, Kid Austin's out, Daniel Dubois out against Parker. So we'll see if we get there with everybody healthy and intact. I think Haney shows up. I think he's strong at welterweight. I think he takes a lead against Brian Norman. But I think people are sleeping on Norman's ability to adjust. I haven't seen a high guard from Norman. He's been able to fight in the center of the ring and make adjustments there. Haney, if he's a step out in front and he gets off to a good start like I think he might, he's going to test the composure and the IQ and the adjustments of Norman. If Norman can make those adjustments, the power, and he's an underrated athlete. He's got the speed to catch up to Haney. Once he gets the timing down, he might be behind early, but he'll catch up to him. And that's where the power might be a little bit too much. And Bill would maybe have to make a decision down the stretch of a fight where Devin gets off to a good start, but once Norman catches up to him, the fight swings a big way in his favor.
Norman definitely has late round power.
Both coming off victories. One coming in with momentum, one coming in with none.
But it's a beautiful opportunity for Haney to not only shut everyone up, but make everyone respect him on a level that a lot of people haven't just yet. So,
what does Haney do if he loses this fight, especially by knockout?
I think if he loses a really good fight, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. And that's my early forecast.
If you show your balls,
I think he will.
Yeah.
He's going to let that right hand go early against Norman. He's going to catch Norman, and I think he's going to get off to a good start. But Norman, he'll make adjustments, and we'll see what happens in the second half.
I think some tough sparring would help.
Oh yeah, we got
bring Shawn Porter in.
Don't do that.
Bring Shawn Porter in. Some tough sparring.
I ain't messing around with them.
Let your son whoop Shawn ass.
Right.
That's what he'll say something like that.
That's what's going to happen.
We brought Shawn in.
Have an amicable conversation before you get in the ring. There's going to be some animosity there.
We brought Shawn Porter in, whooped his ass. Why you think we wasn't going to whoop his ass? Shout out to Bill. Bill will say something
the white boy was there. He whooped Shawn's ass when he was 15. So
that's the buddy Antt seen it. Shout out to Bill, man. Let's wrap up.
Hey, yo.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Went to LA this weekend. Sign up for our memberships. Like I said before, I've been doing this. If you got an Android, you can sign up using the YouTube mobile app. If you are on a iPhone and you're watching this show on your mobile app, don't try to sign up for the membership on the mobile app. Ain't gonna work that way. You got to get on the computer and you can sign up that way. Went out to LA. In case you didn't know. Got a chance to go to the wild card, stood and talked with Freddie for a while. Great sound bites from Freddie. Manny Pacquiao didn't end up making it to the gym that day. They took me over to where Manny Pacquiao staying at, and I literally went to the man's place of residence and sat there at the dining room table and just hung out with him for about an hour. All of that content has been edited. It is sexy. It is up on the membership. The only way you can see that is by becoming a member. I got so much more I'm going to be pouring out on that thing, and I'll be doing that almost weekly as much as I can so that you guys can feel like you're getting your $9.99's worth. All that being said, while I was in LA, I took a Uber, and I got in the Uber, and shout out to Ronnie Davidson. I got in, and he said, "What up, Big Sean?" And I'm like, oh snap, he know me, right? We start talking, and I mean, we just flowing through conversation. I realized very quickly that this dude don't know who I am at all. No problem, no biggie. I don't care. You know me, I wasn't gonna tell him.
Oh, he just said it off the name.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna tell him. So we drive the whole way. And he with us just kicking it. I got some quotes from y'all. Y'all know I do my motivational messages kind of off the top, right? So as we're talking, I'm jotting down like all this because this is like gold, especially for me and especially for me to give to y'all. Before I got out of the Uber, his brother called him. He said, "Hey man, I got a rider with me. Say what's up to Big Sean." Brother said, "What's up, Big Sean?" I said, "Yo, what's up?" He says, he got a podcast. We got to follow his podcast. We got to tap in. What's your podcast? I said, The PorterWay. And then they fumbling my name. The PorterWay. He said, just spell it. I spelled it. I said, Porter way, podcast. And then it gets quiet. Hold on, man. Who in your back seat? He said, Big Sean. He said, Shawn Porter? He said, yeah, Shawn Porter. Man, what? I love that man right there, man. You know who in your car with you, man? I love that man right there. I said, yeah, I love him too. Dude said, no, he talking about you. I'm like, yeah. But anyway, all that being said, this is my motivational message to you guys. Today, instead of a direct message to you guys, I just have some quotes and some things that I jotted down from a fruitful conversation. Number one, that's what I'm going to say. Get people around you that you're going to be able to have fruitful conversations with, that are going to enhance your daily life. So here we go. Live past the trauma. Your trauma is not your identity. If you're taught better, you'll do better. A lot of people say, know better, do better. Well, if you don't always know better, so you can't do better. If you're taught better, again, get somebody around you. If you're taught better, you'll do better. For those who are married, your spouse is your mirror. Your spouse, your mirror, big dog. Before you fold to the world, you fold to yourself. I came with that one. I had to claim that one. I came with that one. Right? So my man was talking and he said, I'm just doing what I can so I can't fold to the world. I said, big dog, do you realize before you go out and fold to the world, you was at home and folded to yourself first? In order for you to fold to the world, you make this mental decision that I'm folding, and you fold to yourself. So before you fold to the world, you fold to yourself. Don't do that. Recognize the divine appointment. I was definitely in the divine appointment. Thrive in it and grow in it. And I certainly did grow in that divine appointment. And here it is. Can't have a testimony without a test. God turns all your mess into messages. This is the PorterWay.
Stay blessed.